Hello friends, and welcome to this midweek stream. How you all doing? It's been a bit of a mad day today. Been a bit of a rush, I'm afraid. I'm starting this stream almost directly after I finish work, so I'm a bit higgledy-piggledy. So do bear with me. I hope you're well. Please do pop into the chat. Let us know who's out there. So it's going to be a stream with a difference, in that I plan to just do a bit of small animation by following an animation challenge, and I'd like you to follow along with me. So if you can, open up OpenToonz Autohoma and get yourself ready. And I'll explain the rules in a few minutes, but we'll wait a few minutes for people to join to make sure everybody's here. Hi there Maria, glad you could join us. And Hewley Check. Fantastic, that's 2. And we've got 6 watching at the minute, so we've got 4 quiet people. So do let us know. Are you both able to join the challenge today? Have you got time? Have you got your computer nearby? And for those of you that haven't got time today to join in the challenge, you can always do the challenge later. And part of the challenge is to then tweet your results, and I'll go through the details of that later, or to share them on the Discord. Hi there, Tony. Good to have you with us. Holla. Hi, Kronos. So I'll go through the rules in a few minutes. But part of the reason I wanted to mention for doing this challenge really was part of my New Year's resolutions. Put that just there. That I discussed a few weeks ago. So this comes into the personal learning section at the bottom right. So go ahead and make some small animations. So to not concentrate on purely doing tutorials or working on the larger projects as I'm doing on the Sunday, but also just to take some time out and just do a bit of fun animating. And I saw this challenge last week, so I thought I'd crack on and try and do so and do it this week. Glad you're here, Tony. Really pleased to see you here. Okay, Maria. Well, if you can, then fantastic. The challenge does have a time limit. It's about 30 to 60 minutes, so it's a very brief amount of time. But if you don't get a chance to do it during the stream, do it later. Even if you do get a chance, have another go later. I think you'll enjoy it. Hi there, Alan. So if you haven't got time to actually draw the challenge today, then it's good that you're here anyway, just to join me for the chat, but also to help me with the prompts. Because part of the challenge is to think as you go and not to plan ahead. And that's the reason why I didn't discuss what the challenge was when I mentioned it on Twitter and Discord and everywhere. I wanted it to be more of a surprise so you can jump into it feet first and then see what happens. And that's both good and bad, particularly for me, because I've not planned what I'm doing, so it could be a huge mess, but why not give it a go anyway? Good question, Kronos. Why OpenToonz and not Tahoma? Purely for the reason, why not OpenToonz and not Tahoma? I've not used OpenToonz for a long time, and I don't need any of the features of Tahoma today, because the challenge is a basic drawing challenge, so I don't need any of the advanced features. I've not used it for a while, OpenToonz, so I may well forget where some parts are. And if any of you haven't used OpenToonz before, it's very easy, and I'll be showing you step by step how to use it for this challenge, but it's going to be so easy, it really is. So if you are going to join us, reposition your tablet, get it ready, get your program warmed up and running. And if I just switch down to a smaller view, there we are. And then we can have a quick chat about the rules. So it's a very simple set of rules. And these came about because the challenge came from a guy called, on YouTube, he's called Onion Skin. I don't know if any of you have heard of him, but he did this sort of challenge a couple of months ago and then formalised it and actually did the challenge last Thursday. And he did it live on a stream like this. And unfortunately, I couldn't join him because he's in Australia, so it's the wrong time for me to join in. But I intended to join in at some point, and I thought, why not do it on a stream and have you join me as well in the same way as he intended? Excuse me a second. So let me just bring up the rules for you. As I say, I've not quite had time to get everything ready today. I was rushing like crazy to get ready to get here after finishing work. Okay, here we go. So, if you're ready, what is the challenge? Well, it's the straight ahead challenge. And the challenge is to draw purely straight ahead. So we're not working on keys and breakdowns. It's starting from frame 1, moving to the end of the animation. So what you do is create a level, any level you like, vector, raster or Toonz raster. I was thinking of using Toonz raster today to see how it goes, or if you're into Homer, smart raster. And the idea is you start off by drawing a square. So let's set up the brush. Just pop a square somewhere on the screen. And that is frame 1. We all start with the same image at the start. And there are quite a few rules in here. So once you've drawn the image for the frame, you commit to it. So you can use undo or the eraser while you're drawing if necessary, but try not to. The idea is to be rough and ready and to move quite quickly from frame to frame. And then once you've finished your drawing, you move to the next frame. And once you've moved, you can't go back. So you can't go back and edit. We're going straight through to the end. We can use onion skins. So turn on the onion skin and you can show the previous 3 drawings, and that'll help you see the flow of the animation. Hi there, Dirt. Just going through the rules for the challenge today. I don't know if you're able to join us or not and draw with us. If you are, then let me know and I can recap anything as necessary. So if you're not used to using onion skins on OpenToonz, I've got the timeline view here rather than the X sheet. And if you hover on the previous drawing, you've got 2 yellow circles, and it's the bottom circle you want to click so that as you move, the onion skin moves along with it. So if we move along a few frames and turn on the onion skin for the preceding 3. So I'm on frame 2 now. So now I'm on the next frame. I can simply draw the next part of the drawing. So maybe I'll have the box squashing down. And again, same as the other day, because I'm streaming, the system's going to go quite slow and chug a little bit for me, so we'll see how I cope with that. And keep moving forward, 1 frame at a time. Drawing sort of as quickly as you can to get a feel for where the animation is going. Don't forget to save often, just in case the program crashes. You don't want to lose all of your hard work. So the idea of the challenge is to be improvised, so no pre-planning. So if you want to try this another time after you've seen the video, don't try and think about what you want to do. Wait till you get your tablet, start drawing and see what you can come up with. We're going to draw it all on 1s, so we're not going to change the spacing to be on 2s and 3s for individual drawings. If you want a drawing held, you have to draw directly over the top. So it's very simple. We're not doing any messing with the software to understand how long to display it for, because the temptation will be to go back and preview it and see if you're displaying it for the right amount of time. So if you want it held, just keep drawing it straight on the top. Okay, no watching back the animation until you've finished. It's straight ahead to the end. And then it's to last between 30 and 60 minutes. So give yourself a time limit, and I'll bring a timer on screen to see that. So on Windows, if you press the Start menu, you can type in timer, and then that can get to the alarms and clock application. Let me bring that over here. So you can set yourself a timer to count down, or just a stopwatch, which I'll do today, just to count up so I can keep an eye on the time of how long I've been doing this for. So I'll place this down here somewhere. There we go, just above my head. Also, we're going to draw this in one column, so no drawing of backgrounds, so no duplicate columns with one for background, one for foreground, one for another character, all in one column. So it's quite traditional. And don't use the duplicate feature. As I said, if you want to have the same drawing next, then you actually draw the same drawing. You don't duplicate it and edit it. And then when we're finished, if you can share it on the Discord server, it'd be great to see, for everyone over there to see what you've been doing, but also to share it on Twitter, because Onion Skin was going to take a look at all entries for this challenge, he said, after a week or so, and he did his video last Thursday, and that's why we're doing this today, to try and get out the animations before he takes a look at them. And there's a couple of hashtags to use. Let me bring over my rules. So there's hashtag straight ahead challenge, and that'll mean that he gets to see them and other people working on this challenge. And then if you can to me when you tweet it out, at Darren Tea anims, and then I'll get to see who worked on the challenge with me. That'll be nice for me to see. And also, if you put the hashtag OpenToonz to let the world know that you're using OpenToonz. Yeah, no problem, Maria. If you get yourself an account, it's really easy to use. Just hit the button to start a new tweet, and then for this challenge, if you put something like, here's my entry to the hashtag straight ahead challenge, made in OpenToonz with Darren Tea anims, and then I'll get to see it, he'll get to see it, and the world will get to know that OpenToonz can make good animations. So it'd be great to get that out there. Hi there, Soda Pop. Glad you can join us. Are you able to join the challenge today and do some animation for half an hour? Now, I see there's more people joining us all the time, so do come say hello in the chat. Let us know who's out there. And if you're able to join in and either animate with OpenToonz or Tahoma right now, then do let me know. But if not, then please do join the chat and give me some suggestions for what I'll need. Fantastic. It's a really fun challenge. I don't know if you saw all of the instructions I was covering earlier, but I'm going to leave them on screen for people that turn up late anyway. So I'll push this over here. Let's bring OpenToonz to the left. So yes, I could do with some help, certainly, if you've got any ideas for me as we go through the challenge. Take that away. Okay, let's make this slightly wider. Make the text larger. Okay. How's that? Is that readable? I hope so. Enyo-san. No problem at all. No problem at all. I've tried to hang back a few minutes to give people a chance to get in. Frisefo, how about an octopus escaping its tank? That would be good. Later, possibly, once we get started. Happy to run through the rules. You can see them on screen. So you start on frame 1 by drawing a square, move to the next frame. Once you move forward, you can't go back. You can't change previous frames, previous drawings. If you've made a mistake, it's just a shame. We'll keep moving on, keep moving forward. I've created this myself, the timeline room here, but if you right click, in fact, I'm thinking of Tahoma already. This button here at the top left changes it from an X sheet to a timeline. So if I go to my X sheet room, I can click the button at the top left here and it just changes to a timeline view, and then you can redock it elsewhere on the screen. And changing the orientation, I think, can be helpful anyway, depending where it is on screen. So if I switch that way, even leaving it here on the side, I can see many more columns than if it's as an X sheet. I can only see 5 full columns. So changing the orientation is really useful. But I thought I'd stick with the timeline today because that's what I've got used to in Tahoma. Yes, it's been a while, Enya. I thought I'd jump on OpenToonz. No doubt I'll forget so many things. But I don't need any of the advanced features of Tahoma, and more people know about OpenToonz, so I thought I'd jump straight into this today. And we're just drawing from one frame to the next. Hi there, Hans. No problem. Hopefully you can come back soon. I've not had dinner myself yet. I've had a quick snack, but I've not eaten. So I've come here straight from work. Got a bit of a dry throat today, so excuse me, keep coughing. So any kind of straight ahead. Well, the intention is to move from a square. So start with a square, and then it's up to you to think on the fly of how you want to change the square as you move through. And the idea is to animate for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, around that time. You can see you're allowed to show 3 frames backwards with the onion skin, 0 forwards obviously because there's no forward drawings. Once you've moved forwards, you can't go backwards. So if you spot an error, you can't go back and fix it, you leave the error in there. So it's just an excuse to animate straight ahead, to not think about keys, to get a feel for movement and for spacing. So if I go to frame 6, you'll be able to see the previous, or here, you'll be able to see the previous spacing of the frames, so you can start to get more of a feel for straight ahead animation. And it's not something that we all do that often, especially if you go into working with keys and keyframes. So it's quite a good little challenge. And I thought just I thought I'd squeeze it in on a midweek stream, just as a way to do some animation for a change. Nothing to do with any of my other projects or tutorials, just a bit of fun. So as I say, if you're out there and able to join in the animating, then please do so. If not, then do join in the chat and suggest some ideas as we work through. Yeah, that's the idea, Maria. Kind of freeing, just to draw something. We're not going to colour, so don't worry about colouring. We're not going to draw it neat. It's all kind of like one big sketch layer. And the idea is that you move quite quickly, so you can start to see, as Onion Skin said, in the 4th dimension, you start to see through time to get the movement flowing quickly through time. As I say, if you get a chance to do some animation sometime and you're not sure what to do, this is a pretty good challenge to throw yourself into, just to try and get something on the screen and start to again expand your understanding and your feeling of time. So a quick name check. Who's able to join in today and give this challenge a go? That's a yes for Maria. Good, that's 1. It's got a cat buzzing around my legs. Tom's here. Hey, welcome, Tom. You able to join in today for the animation? Hey, Fisifo, me, fantastic. Woo! So that's 3. Tony's off. Oh, he's smashing it. No problem, no problem. And Tom's off as well, fantastic. Well, if you get a chance later, Enyo-san, then do share it on the Discord. And again, tweet it out, because I'll have a check of those later on during the week. Possibly, actually, I may take a look on Sunday during the stream. We'll have to see. So, should we get started? Here we go. Kronos asking, am I using Toonz Raster or just Raster? I'm going to use Toonz Raster, I think, today. And the reason I want to use that, I'm not sure what I'm drawing yet, but I like the smooth function. So if I end up drawing a longer line, then having the smooth option gives me a neater line without having to constantly redraw or use vectors. Nope, the frame rate doesn't matter, whatever suits you. It may well be, I've got mine on 24 frames at the minute, that I'll put it all on 2s, or play it at 12 FPS. Or just bring it down if I've gone too fast. This is something you can learn from doing this challenge. That if the animation plays better at 18 frames or 12, it gives you an idea of how quickly you animate, and again, it gives you that feeling of how fast your drawings move. So it lets you know for later how many drawings you'll need to complete an animation. Yes, Groovy, this is OpenToonz I'm using today. Hi there, Hans, welcome back. Yes, I often use Tahoma, but today I thought I'd go back to OpenToonz because it's a very simple challenge just for doing drawing. You don't need any of the extra features that's in Tahoma. So I'm just making sure everyone that's here is happy and understands the rules, and then we'll get started. I know some of you already are, and I can't wait to see what you've done. I really can't. I already know that some of what you'll draw will look much better than mine, hands down. That's perfectly fine. No problem, Groovy. Okay, Hans. Yep, jump on later. Have a go if you've got half an hour spare or more. I've not used OpenToonz for a long time, JP. I've been using Tahoma now constantly, I think, since what, September, October, since the first version came out. Okay, what time is it now? What we're at? It's 5 to 6. I think I'll hang about for another few minutes and I'll start at 6 o'clock. So is everybody that's going to draw at the minute happy with the rules? It's pretty simple, to be fair. So I'm going to start my new scene for this, and I'll create a Toonz raster level. I'll hit save. So now I'm all ready. 11 years old and a big fan of Jazza, Groovy is. Yes, me too. Me too. I do watch Jazza videos. I don't watch them religiously these days. I've seen that he's got a huge new studio he's building. I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. I don't know if it's going to be it's going to bring in some more animators, because they've got 3, 4, 5 actual studios in the building. It's huge, huge. Let me see, where are we now? A couple of minutes to 6. Okay, I think that's everything for the questions. So let me just change a couple of things over here on my other screen. Groovy, you're too kind. You're too kind, thank you. Right, let's get started. So, start the timer. So between 30 minutes and an hour. So I'll adjust my tablet, lower it down a little bit. Okay. So we're starting off with the box at the bottom of the screen. Bingo. Frame 1 saved. Turn on the onion skin. Thank you, Groovy. And remember, no going back. Once you've moved to the next frame, that's it. You're done. So I'm going to draw a couple of frames of the box first in the same position. And because you're overdrawing, there will be a kind of a wobble to it. Now, is that line thick enough? I might make it a little bit thicker, to be honest, for the next drawing. So number 3. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And if you intend to keep the box as it moves around as this box, one challenge is to try and keep the same dimensions the best way you can. So you might also want to put in a ruler maybe to mark the floor level or something else. Right, let's do 6 frames, so a quarter of a second at 24 FPS of the box totally stationary, and that's really easy decision made. "3D animation. I have considered it, but I think I'd like to get a better handle on 2D for now before I get to 3D. But 3D in particular is really useful for backgrounds or bringing in other objects. So if you've got a spaceship and it's rotating or moving in 3 dimensions, if you can create that in a 3D package and then bring it in and animate around it, it's really handy and easier than trying to draw it by hand in 2D. So possibly at some point I might do. So the first thing I'm going to do is to have the box jump up. So let's have it lowering down first. So as it shrinks down, it'll get slightly wider, and I'll have it fattening out at the sides and trying to add some ease in there a little bit. So let's have it wobbling at the bottom, literally. So a couple of frames of this wobble. And I tell you what, I really can't wait to see what you come up with. So please do share it on the Discord and tweet it out later. What I'd recommend is all on once for now, Tony. And then when you've completed the animation and decided it's the end, you can either lower the FPS down to 12 or put it onto 2s. But the intention is to have the same frame rate for each drawing, so it helps to train your mind how long drawings last. So rather than taking one drawing and putting a single drawing onto 4s or 5s to slow it down, if you want to slow it down, you've got to draw it slowing down. So yes, 2s is fine for later, but for now, stick with drawing on 1s just to lay down the animation. Okay, so the box is squashed, and now it needs to shoot up. So I'll have it pinging up quite quickly. And it's these kind of actions and movements that, without reviewing the animation, you don't necessarily know if you've drawn it right. So this is why the challenge is good, because it lets you know, it forces you to think about the timing and the spacing of it, and then when you've seen it later, you can then come back and then understand how you got it wrong. So hopefully after doing this challenge a few times, you'll start to do it more right more often. That's okay, Groovy, not a problem. Just having you join in the streams is more than enough. It really is. So it's jumping up quickly, so it's stretching as it changes shape, and I wanted to hit the peak here. Sort of go back to the box shape. So it's jumped up, and I think I'd like it to spin round before it comes back down again. Yes, Betterfax, no problem. If you take a look at the channel later, you'll find the stream is already uploaded. That happens automatically, so you'll find it. I think it's a separate section for live streams, but it will be there later. So hopefully you can catch this later and join in. Okay, so let's change this to a freehand eraser rather than undo. Let me try that. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, getting some rotation happening. And again, I almost click backwards then, but we can't. We hit save. So again, I'm trying to ease into the rotate. So I've moved it a little bit first, and then I'll move it quicker afterwards. Thank you, Beta. And my love to India as well. Thank you. So let's try and keep this square. And then as it rotates round, it's getting quite rectangular. Eraser. So E for the eraser, B for the brush. I also want to have some little bit of, not speed lines, but the multiples. So where you draw lines of where the square used to be. So it's going clockwise. So I need a line behind it here. And then at each corner like that. That's the wrong way around. It's got to go back towards the corner. And we'll do it again. And in fact, I'm only showing the one onion skin. I did say earlier, you can see it on the rules, you can have 3 onion skins. Now, Groovy, don't mess about. Save early, save often. That's right, Tom. So turn off the onion skins. So the previous drawing was here. So again, spin it around here this way. And it's going clockwise. So again, we'll have these lines like this. There and there. And then we'll have one more. E for the erase, B for the brush. And I don't know quite how they'll come out, but we'll see. And then we'll start to slow this box down to land on the ground. Let's erase that. And actually have it moving down perhaps. So that's the last one. So let's start to straighten this out. So that's the last one there. Make sure I'm drawing after the right one. So bring it down a little bit. And again, let's speed this up. Because the idea is you're supposed to be drawing quite quickly. Let's get through it. I've already gone past 10 minutes. Come back down to the ground. It's accelerating down. And there's this slowness on the lines. Oh, Jav, hello there. Welcome. we'll have this squashed a little bit as it comes down. I don't think that's quite right, so again I'm going to erase some of that. So it's squashed, it needs to be wider, but then it needs to go outwards. And again, let's see how this looks and see how it comes out. I think I'll put a few little puffs of sort of smoke coming out of the sides. See how that looks. A little bit smaller as it's squashing down. Move the smoke away. And my computer is struggling a little bit. Last one. Let's erase that a little bit further apart. And then it can start to spring back. So it's gone spring down and then it pops back up quite quickly. So bunk. So doing, and then bouncing back down again. So how are you getting on out there? Everybody getting something interesting drawing? I'm on frame 28. Where are you up to, everybody? Thank you, Matthias. No problem, Caligero. Hopefully we'll catch you another time. But if you get a chance to join in the challenge, please do. So now we can have this box back on the ground. So a couple of frames of the box totally stationary. And then I was going to ask you if you've got some ideas for me. I've got a couple of thoughts myself of what I can do. So if you want to fire any ideas into the chat, and a few frames just to finish off, oops, this smoke at the bottom. Don't forget to draw the box. That would be really annoying if you missed a frame, but not the end of the world. And save. Tony's got a 14, and I know why, because you're drawing something really neat. I guarantee it. And I'm intrigued if one of your little monsters is in that box of yours. 27, and you got weird. Good. It's good to get weird. Now you can make this as realistic or as crazy as you like. So it can be an actual physical 3D box that can turn, open up, things coming in and out. It can transform from a box into a monster. It can be just a set of 4 lines, and the 4 lines can diverge and move around the screen as need be. Hi there, Rick Plays. No problem at all for being late. The rules are on the screen if you've got time to animate with us today. If not, then take a look at the stream later. It's being recorded on YouTube, and then perhaps animate in your own time. Okay, so the next, that's it, frame 33, no going back. So what I'm thinking next, for me, I was going to have the box jump up and somehow grab hold of the top of the screen. And then we'll see what happens after that. But my initial thoughts are, he he grabs hold of the top of the screen somehow, so some hands come out or something, and then either something climbs out of the box, or the box explodes, or the box falls, possibly. So if you have any thoughts, do send them in. So first thing, let's get the box to jump. So again, we'll bend it down slowly, starting to ease in. And because it's shrinking down, it has to go wider, of course. So you can see by the spacing between the lines as the box is moving, hopefully you can see, the lines are getting further apart as it speeds up and moves further. So this line, the distance between this line and the previous is a lot larger. But again, ordinarily I'd play this back to see how it looks, to see if I need either any more in-betweens or if the shape makes sense as you look at it. So it's just in the box falling and a person is holding the top. Possibly. I'm trying to think how that would look, and also I'm trying to think how I can get away without drawing a person because there's not my favourite things to draw. So I've got the box squashed down, so again it's going to have a little pause as it sits at the bottom, so a small ease into the very bottom there. I'm going to have it stationary. And then again it's going to spring up, hit save, save early. Yep. And this jump up again may be moving too quick, but this is the point to find out. Oh, that's not good at all. So it's bringing up quite quickly, so it's quite powerful there. So again, we'll have it stretched. Towards the top. A little bit longer still. That's okay, Michael. We're all in a bit of trouble ourselves, I'm sure. If you ask everybody else that's taking this challenge. I know what you mean, Soda Pop, yes. If it was standard on 5, but again, you can change it later once you've completed the animation, because the idea is we're not looking back and reviewing what we're doing, so everything you're doing is timed out in your mind and we can retime it later if necessary. No, Rick, I don't really get time to play any games at the minute. A little Jack in the Box, I like that. I like that idea. Absolutely, Michael, you will. That's right, Fisevo. You will do great. Just keep working on it and keep practicing. That's what we're all here for. Bye then, Rick. Catch you again next time. Thanks for stopping by. No, I don't do 3D animation, Arjav. It's something I'd like to do at some point, and I think I will come back to. It will help to add extra depth to the 2D animating I'm doing. Afraid not. Right, so it's jumping up. Yeah, you mentioned Jack in the Box. I like that idea, but I'm quite near the top now. Yes, actually, great idea, Jack in the Box. So the main box can jump up, and as it starts to fall, the lid springs open, and the Jack in Box can come out and grab hold of the top of the screen, so it kind of combines both ideas. I like that. I do like that. So the next drawing is definitely slowing down here, and we'll make it back to the square as much as I can. Okay, next one, slowing down again. As you can tell, the spacing is getting closer together. And for those of you doing my animation challenges, you'll recognise this spacing from the animated ball challenges for the first few. And again, that's what those challenges there are there for you to get used to spacing and timing, acceleration, deceleration. In fact, something that might help, I'll save that, if I change the colour of these onion skins by going to the preferences, it'll help me see which drawing is which. Onion skin section, paper thickness is quite thin. I changed that a while back to see more drawings. So I'll go back to 50, which is its starting point. And you can see it getting more faded. Let's do some more. 70. So I can still see the third drawing back, but I can tell which is the third drawing, so I can more easily see the spacing. I'm going to come back a little bit, 65, just a little bit there. Close that. That'll make it easier. Okay, so the box has reached its peak. I'm hitting save to make sure I don't lose anything there. So it's reached the peak, and then it's starting to come down. So down a tiny bit. I'll try and keep these lines as neat as I can without worrying too much about it. So accelerating down with the top and the bottom of the box. Hopefully you can see that the gap there at the top from this current box to the previous drawing, it should be about the same as the bottom of the box to the previous drawing to help keep the same sort of size. Amar! Hello there. I know, middle of the week. Who'd have thought? Good to have you popping in. It's just so I can work on this small animation challenge. And you're more than welcome to join us if you've got half an hour to do so. Either today or another day. But I know you've got a million and one other projects. So you very likely won't have time. If you do, it'll be great. Okay, so it's falling down now, so I'm thinking around now is where the box lid can open. And I can see that line isn't neat at all. I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. Get the eraser. A little bit too long there. Right. Hit save again. Let's have a couple of multiple lines on there. Again, could well be too much. I don't know. So it's springing open. If anything, it's getting faster here. So the distance needs to be further than the first step was. But must remember, the box is still falling. Let's just erase that. Brush. "25 minutes gone. So I need to keep an eye on, oh dear, that's terrible. Need to keep an eye on the time. Remember, between 30 and 60 minutes ideally. It's just a small challenge. Right, let's have this Jack in the Box coming out, which has got a big head, clearly. try and get him in more or less in the middle, if I can. Bigger than that, bigger than that. So just a head on a spring, do we think, for the Jack in the Box? Or a bit of a body? Hi there, Hans. How much time left? Well, for me, I don't know, we said between 30 minutes and 60 minutes, so up to half an hour left. I've been talking quite a bit in between, like now, for instance, so I've not got a full 30 minutes done so far, so I'm happy to push it to the hour, so about half an hour for me. But feel free to jump in and start yours if you have time, but that's fine. Okay, so we've got this. Let's give him some big googly eyes. In fact, googlier. Let me erase the head. Start again, and let's give him some eyes. Googly eyes first. And then a head around it. Next, too late, that's done, that's who he is. I was thinking hand puppet too. I was thinking like a head with just a hanging body kind of thing. But by just doing the head, it means I can have more of a spring. So I thought I'd do that. Okay, so the box is falling again, so that's springing open. So let's make the box come at a bit of an angle. I need to draw slower while I'm on the stream. It's struggling to keep up. So I'm going to use one feature of OpenToonz, and the idea is that you're drawing without using too many features. It's almost like drawing on paper, like a flip book sort of style. But I am going to use the selection tool just so I can keep the head looking roughly the same. So he's springing up to there, and then want the box lid going further open, and we're going to have a bit of a spring here. Done. Save. You could bite the top instead of grabbing it. Yes. Yes. We'll do that. You're right. I'm trying to think how I could draw him inside the frame but still grabbing with his teeth. So I'm thinking it's kind of curving over, so we'll add some arcs here. We try and keep the eyes roughly the same size if I can. It can be looking up this time. And then down here we can start to open his mouth, and the box is still falling a little bit, but because of the spring it's going to be held back a little bit, so where it was speeding up as it fell, it can now slow down a bit, ready to hang off the spring. And this will kind of be a good challenge for me to keep momentum going in the right direction. Probably not super easy as I'm drawing. That's a terrible lid. Yep. So then now we can have him at the top with his head totally up. I've no idea on the timing of this if things are moving too fast. I do have a habit of, if anything, adding too many drawings and having them going too slow. So we'll see exactly how this looks soon. Vectors and the selection tool. Ooh. Well, we've got if I go down here at the bottom to say don't use the duplicate feature, that is kind of also about not using like the control point editor. So the selection tool within a single frame is fine, but a selection tool to copy from one frame to the next, perhaps slightly less fine. Doesn't mean you can't do it. You can make up your own rules, obviously, for how you want to enter the challenge. But the intention of the challenge, like I say, is kind of like a flip book. So it's supposed to be just hand drawn each frame. But that's fine, Soda Pop. If that's what you've been doing, then that's fine. Let's try and get these teeth in. So there'll be something up here coming in. Kind of like that. So the box has swung out and then I want it to swing back in. So I'll go one more out. Just a little bit. Let's try and get the spring quite similar to what was here before. And then we'll swing it back. And again, to add some little bit of life to this, I'll make his pupils slightly larger. Try and give a shocked look. Yvette, hi there, welcome. Glad you could join us. So swinging there and then coming back. That's a terrible box. Let's erase that and add another. I think I forgot the lid on the last one, so I'll assume the lid's come down flat against the side of the box. That's fine. Yep. I'm going to have another one of those, and I think I'll have even larger pupils. And I'll use colour 0 just to add a little reflective dot in there. And a small one at the side. There we go. And back to black. And I hope yours is coming along okay if you're joining in. And if you get a chance, if you get to finish this while I'm still live on the live stream and you get a chance to tweet it out, we'll take a look before we disappear today. But if not, I'll take a look on Sunday during Sunday's live stream, which I'm absolutely can't wait to get to, because really that's the stream that I was looking forward to when I was thinking about doing live streams. Hit save. Doing live streams to complete the Bugs Bunny cartoon, because next week we're going to look at starting work on the dragon. So designing him, drawing him out, and then hopefully start to animate him. To be fair, I think definitely start to animate him. I've had 2 or 3 ideas of how to do that, and we'll look at that properly on Sunday. But my main thoughts were using the plastic tool, possibly a couple of layers, and we'll look into that on Sunday. And yeah, I think we can do well with him. I'm looking forward to getting him started. So I hope you can join me for that. So the box has swung back, so I'm going to swing it up. Again, I've got a feeling I'm doing too many drawings here, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to swing it around here, and then the box can fall off. Oh, that's massive. What are you doing? Here we go. Okay. And another head. Whoop. Bum, 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 bum. Have any of you seen that trailer recently? Godzilla versus King Kong? Surely Godzilla's winning. No way could King Kong beat him. As big and strong as he is, surely with his sort of metallic sort of tail and skin, there's no way he can lose. Is there? Save? Absolutely. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, that's right, Amar. What's the exercise for? So it's to practice doing straight ahead animation. And the idea is you start on frame 1, you draw a box at the bottom center of the screen or somewhere on screen, and then you simply move from frame to frame, continually adding to your animation. You don't replay the animation at any point. You can't go back, so once you've drawn a frame and moved forward, you don't go backwards, even if you've made a mistake, even if it feels wrong. You don't play through the animation, so you don't get to see how it looks until you've completed it. So the idea is that you keep the timing in your mind and evolve the animation as you go forward. So there's no pre-planning. You just do something with the box. The box is just 4 lines. So it can be a physical box in the cartoon, or it can be 4 lines that individually move around the screen, entirely your choice. Take about 30 minutes to 60 minutes and see what you get by the end. I know, the thing is though, Amar, in films they seem to make Godzilla a bad guy most of the time, and King Kong, as much as he likes to nibble on people, they make him the good guy, that he's the misunderstood giant. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Yeah, it's really strange. I don't know where they're going to go with it. I really don't. Okay, so the box has now become disconnected. And I've just realised on the last drawing I didn't put the clear the reflections on the eyes. So I'll try and remember to do that this time. It's these sorts of things that's unimportant. Ordinarily you'd go back and fix that, but for what we're doing today, it's totally unimportant. So, in fact, let me undo that line. So it's broken off the spring. So I need, I'm going to have some patwangy kind of lines, I think, here. And the spring itself is going to flip up quite quickly. Whoa, went far too fast for my machine there. I can't have it as a straight line. Let me get the eraser instead. There we go. Save. And then, if you will excuse me for 1 second. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Where are we? What have I missed? What have I missed? Yeah, I remember being a good guy. Godzilla being a good guy in a few of them. And I remember him in an old cartoon, Godzilla and Godzuki. They were the good guys. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely right, Amar. And thank you for those suggestions. Yeah. Yep. I won't add any more. You've got it right, spot on, obviously. So let me quickly, where are we? 43 minutes for me, so I need to finish in 15 minutes. Yeah, Godzuki. Of course I do. They had a whistle or something for him, didn't they? Or something to shout him, or a button. Yeah, maybe one day, Groovy, but not just yet. Let me try and get this spring going up here. Again, I'm going too fast. I need to slow down for this. Try and have it sort of curved to show it's kind of on its way round with a couple of zoomy lines. And I'll have the I think the movement of the spring is going to pull him off the top of the screen. In fact, let me turn off that last. Yes, I did. So, okay, good. So I lost track of where I was for a second. On the previous drawing, I drew this little bink. So I need to make sure I'm drawing that again. Just to add that movement. The box is flying over here. I'm not sure if the box should bounce off the wall and land again. Actually, I could have the box land back in the first position, wherever that is. I've not got a keyframe for it, so I can't find out. Ready for a cycling animation would have been ideal. So yes, so let's make sure we've drawn everything, so it's hard to lose track. 45 minutes gone. Let's hit save. Save early. Save often. Okay, so the box is coming over here. It's going quite fast. It's spinning up, so it's going that way round. And then your own animations of this. Don't feel like you have to keep the box. Once it's served its purpose, the box can blow up or disappear off screen once your thing has come out of the box. That's perfectly fine. Here the spring is coming up, so our little fella is going to be coming round here. And I've just realised I forgot his little eye glaze again. Let's not go too fast for that spring. In fact, that spring's going to be a pain to draw, so I'm going to have the spring fall off as well, I think. Yeah, Godzuki, it was like a Saturday morning style cartoon. So it was very cheap animation, very fun stories, but they all had a good moral outcome to them. Yeah, I think there was a boy that used to call him. That's that done. That's the box moving. And next. Because as I say, when you go to the next frame, you can't go back. So let's have the box here. Done. Last little bit for the Potoingi. And the spring can go off the screen there. So that's disappeared. That's the last time we see that. The head can start to fall. So I won't trace and use the select tool. I'll make it drop down, I think. So, whoa, that's a crazy large eye. Let's make this. There we go. Move his eyes to the top so he's looking at the ground. And I've got a feeling I'm making his head miles bigger. So this is where you would trace. Oops, ideally. Trace, or you shift and trace, or draw and selection tool to move it. Fine, that'll do. I'm moving on to the next. Yes, moved. So the box has come up here, it's hitting the wall, and it's going to bounce off and then come back down roughly to where it started. Exactly, just like Scooby-Doo. Yeah, that same sort of, I don't say cheap. What's the phrase? It's the yeah, they try, yeah, where they use fewer drawings, lots of run cycles, repetitive backgrounds. Manila, okay. Have I tried to make games? I have made a few games in the past, simple ones. Limited animation. Thank you, Amar. Thank you. Yeah, made a few simple games in the past. Not done so for a while. A live stream for lip syncing. That's a good idea, Kunikar. I'll consider that. It's a very good idea. I know a lot of people ask about it. There will be a need for it actually for some upcoming projects. So I might do it as part of that. So without repeating myself too much, do subscribe and hit the bell so you know when the streams are starting. I try and name them quite clearly so you know what's expected to be in the stream. So keep your eyes open for a lip sync one. But that's a good idea, very good idea. Okay, so next frame, so the box is bouncing off here. And bonk, bonk. Again, try not to do it too slowly. We'll have Mr. Eyeball Head falling. And I think when he hits the ground, he's either going to fall through the ground. Oh, you know what? I was about to say he could explode, but I've decided what I'm going to do. He's going to fall back into the box, ready for restarting. That, I'm happy with that. That's a good resolution. Although his head is getting massive, so let's just let's just redraw him. Otherwise, he'll never fit in the box. And go slowly. Got to go slowly. Erase, brush. Thank you, Amar. Appreciate that. Please, you've popped in. And again, thanks for saying hello. It's nice to know who's watching. Let's try and get these pupils right. And I hope you're keeping an eye on the time of when you started. So you know when it's time to end. I'm going to use the selection tool here so I can make him slightly wider. Let me press the control key and you can drag just the corners to resize them a lot easier. That'll do. Next. And great, next. So hit save. We'll have the box falling down here. Let me show the lid start to open again, ready to come to the top. Have Mr. Eyeball Head accelerating, so we'll have him going a bit further away. I see the time's on 52. I'm not going to be too concerned, but I will try and keep it to an hour. Thank you, Kunikar. Look forward to seeing you next time. Do make sure you say hello when you're next on the stream, so as I know you're around. It's nice to know who's out there and have you joining in the chat. This head is going absolutely crazy. Erase, brush. I'm not sure why my system is so slow, whether it's OpenToonz or just my system. Let's have his eyes looking at the box, possibly knowing what's going to happen. Give him a nice little smile. And next, the box is coming to the bottom. It's accelerating, so that's fine. Give it a bit of an angle. Try and keep that same arc as it falls down. And then eyeballs here. And I think it's the last time we'll see his eyes. So we'll just see his chin sticking out. Oh, that's too big. Sticking out of the top of the box in a second. Hit save. His pupils are getting a little bit bigger, but they've got to be looking this way towards the box. Five minutes to go. Did you, Groovy? Okay, good. That's great, Kunakar. Look forward to seeing you next time. Don't go anywhere yet, though. We're not finished just yet. Okay, so that's him falling. He's got a little smile. Then next, the box is got to bounce to the centre of the screen and the head will go inside. So let's give it a bit of an angle. Showing the lid there. The bottom of his chin going in. I've already moved to the next, so it's too late for anything else. It's bouncing over here. And then again, you can see the arc already from this box moving over. Yeah, it's his hands. I wish I'd put a marker. What I would have done if I'd known I was doing this, just hit save, I'd have dropped a line or even two on the ruler there. I don't know if you can see that clearly on screen, but that would have shown me exactly the width and position of the box, and also one for the ground, I guess, to show where the ground is. But I didn't, because I didn't know where we was going to end up, so that's fine. So we'll see how close I guess I am. I'm sure it's around the middle. We'll find out. And it was certainly not on the floor, it was in the air. So I think at the end, I'm not going to do lots of static drawings, otherwise it will stop in one place and then suddenly jump. I'll try and have this box moving towards it so it joins into it. We'll see how it goes. Dave! Hi there, welcome! Put some gum on the screen. Yeah, that would help. Yeah. I'd not planned to do a cycle, so it's my own fault perhaps. Let's bring this box over then to roughly near the middle. And then I think we'll try and get this one. There's the center, roughly here. Undo that and give it a lid. And just neaten off these little corners, and with the brush, blob them together. And I think I'll call that finished, because then with the cycle, that'll have the lid closed at the start of this animation. So for me, that's time completed. So 58 minutes, check. Next, it's take a look at it. Done, absolutely. Thanks, Tony. Great. I'll take a look at that in a second. Look forward to seeing it. Great. See you soon then. Chat later. So, Michael, you've got an animation as well. Don't forget to tweet it. We'll take a look at it in a second if you can. If not, then share it on the Discord. We could perhaps take a look at it there. So, should we take a look at this animation, see how far off I was? So I've got 64 frames, which isn't a lot. Running at 24 frames a second, so it's possibly far too fast. We might need it on 2s, but we'll see about that. So let's go back to the first frame and see how close this last drawing was. Oh, quite a way off for a cycle. Doesn't really matter. It can stay where it is. So it's off to the left of there, and the box is quite small. Maria, got it done. So if you post it in the OpenToonz animations section, I assume you're a member, Michael. Sorry if I can't remember. I apologise for that. But yeah, the OpenToonz animations section is the best place. Same for you, Maria. If you haven't got Twitter yet, you're saying you haven't got into Twitter. So either jump on quickly, create an account on Twitter and share it, or do that later, or pop it onto the Discord, and we'll take a look at both. So first, let me see how this looks. I'm nervous at pressing play, but let's give it a go. Oh, far too fast, far too fast. Yep, that's right, Tom, thank you. Let me bring this down to 12, as we were talking about earlier, and take another look. Not too bad, too fast at the end with the little man. So let me hit the repeat cycle, play and let that go. The first part's fine, and then where he grabs on and then falls is just a bit too fast. But the idea was there. That was okay. That was all right. I'm quite happy with that, I think. I think for first time at the challenge, I'm happy enough with that. Is Blifton here? I didn't see Blifton up in the name. Hey, there he is. Hi, Blifton. Yeah, same here. The first part is fine on 2s for me. The last part, for once the little head bites on the top of the screen, that just goes far too fast. That would need to be on 3s or 4s with extra in-betweens. But the box moving across to the left, when it moves to the left here and then falls down, that's okay for me. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Yeah, I like that. That came out much better than I expected, because I'd not planned precisely what I was going to do, and thanks to you giving me some suggestions, we got to this. So I wasn't sure what we'd end up with, so I'm really pleased. So let me just take a look then. Let me see what everyone else has done. And when I finish the stream today, I'll also add the link to the video that oh, I was looking at the screen and I got distracted. turn that off a second. I'll add a link to the video from Onion Skin where he first tried this challenge and share that. And also, I'll note in the description of the video where on Twitter you can find these animations. But basically, if you search for hashtag straight ahead challenge, and you'll see what other people have done. Thank you, Tony. I think a bit more work needed though, but it was okay. I enjoyed it. Let's see what we've got. It's a little monster. let me bring that over. Let me just check on a few things here before I do. There we go. Let's bring Tony's in. Here we go. So you did one Little Monsters again. Excellent. I like this little fella. Fantastic. So that's different to the full challenge from Onion Skin, but thank you for doing that. You know, I'm going to have to jump on these midweek streams a bit more, I think, and do the occasional small, brief animation. Not like this, not like this little fella, but something. I've enjoyed this, thank you. The coronavirus, yeah. So if you search for the Straight Ahead Challenge, you'll see what other people have done on there. So take a look at that as well. No problem, Soda Pop, and everybody else. No problem at all. You just doing any kind of animation is always going to be good, and practicing straight ahead animation is always going to be a learning process for most of us until we get to a certain skill level, and it certainly is for me, and today's has been. But the challenge is kind of just one way to get you into it, to get you started when you're thinking, what can I do? I've got a spare hour, I want to do something, and this challenge, that's all it's there for, to get you started. So here's another one. So we've got Ollie here, who starts off with a cube rather than the box, then had a little chap jumping out of it. So Tracy's done a straight ahead challenge with the cube merging into the onion from Onion Skin. And this animation here, again, is what I was talking about earlier. It doesn't need to be a physical object. It can literally be the lines on the screen. And you can just move them around at will just to practice the movement and timing. So that's good. And this one created a character out of the box to then jump. And I don't know if Onion Skin shared his on here. I think you'd have to go to the video to see that. Okay, so let me go to the Discord and take a look at the other ones you've created. And if you work on this later and you pop it on the Discord, like I say, or if you tweet it out, we'll take a look again on Sunday. So if you want to have another go, please do. Let me just find that in here. Here we are. Here we go. Make this full screen. So we've got Tom's first. Is that clear okay? Yeah, great. Awesome, yeah. Again, it's the movement and the timing that you've got here. And hopefully after doing this, you've kind of find some areas where you think, I should have gone slower, should have gone quicker, maybe I could have done this or that, I think is the point of the challenge is to come away learning something about the way you've animated and possibly with ideas for what you might do next time. So that's great. Next one, Spudsy 2. Let me go full screen so I can see it a bit better. Start from the beginning. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, a person climbing out of the box, transforming from it. I like that. Yeah, this challenge is great for transformative animations. So excellent. Thank you, Spudsy. Maria? Can I go full screen again? As you say, your comments have been too fast. Exactly the same for me. The second time you do this, I imagine you'll come out with a much different result. Oh, nice. Yes. Yep. Great. Lovely. I was concerned myself whether I'd be doing a transform or use a character, a person or an animal, as you've done here, and I'm not great, so I was trying not to. So the suggestion to have the Jack in the Box was perfect. I can draw a bit of a head with eyes, but mine was far too fast. It really was. But yeah, great start. Well done, Maria. And then Tony shared on the channel as well, which is great. Thank you for sharing that on there, Tony. Hans? Oh, because I'm in dark mode. There's no background, but you can see that come through there. Well, that's very smooth. Yeah, that's just coming through. I think I can see that. Yeah, it's really smooth movement. Great, thank you. Ajax. Let's see what we've got here then. What did you do? Let's start again from the beginning. Let's see. Oh, nice. Oh, you got fancy with that. Having a bit of a background and human legs. Super box, fantastic, lovely. Oh, brilliant. So those of you with Twitter, do share your entries on Twitter when you get a chance to let Onion Skin see them. I'm sure he'd love to see those. So thank you for sharing that. Let me just check on the chat before we disappear. Yeah, Tony's got some excellent stuff on his channel, Dave. I'm a bit behind on the chat. Yeah, he really has. I often mention Tony on the channel here. He shares YouTube videos with OpenToonz animations, as well as tweeting out his little animations, his little monsters. Yeah, I'm always mentioning them. Yes, Casa, I intend to do some lip syncing at some point on the channel. I've got some videos over on my channel about lip syncing, but with the coming streams that I do each Sunday afternoon, UK time, I will be having some characters in there that will need some lip sync. So if you keep an eye on the live streams, you'll see that coming up. Yep, the link to the Discord is down below, so take a look at that. Come over and join us, and join in the chat. Yeah, there was a bit of a box missing from the box animation, but that's fine. But I know when I've seen you animating, I don't think you tend to go straight ahead. You tend to do your keys first, so I think it's still obviously going to be good practice for you. Did I skip your soda pop? I did. That wasn't on purpose, I promise. You're right. There we go, full screen. Start from the beginning, there we are. Don't you start doing 3D, you haven't got time for that. Nicely done. Excellent. Yeah, no, that's good. I did consider myself drawing a box, a three-dimensional box, rather than just a square. But that would be terrible for me to have done. I think trying to keep the dimensions of a three-dimensional box moving, I'd have found too difficult. I love how you've all taken different approaches for this and done different styles. That's really good. I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased to see that. Oh, there we go. Hans is back. This time with the white background. So if you missed it the first time, can you set this onto loop? It's like a piece of paper blowing in the wind. Excellent, lovely. Oh yeah, I love it. Totally different styles coming through. So thank you. Yeah, they did. Absolutely, Maria. No! OpenToonz crashed. I hope you were saving regular. Save early? Yeah, save often. I think we've got everyone's. Any more new ones coming through? Happy to take a look. Let me just refresh the Twitter in case any more have come through on there. Nope, nothing on there. Fantastic. Great, okay. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think we'll have to do this again sometime. Either the same challenge or slightly different one, maybe. If you have any thoughts of what you'd like to do in these short little streams, drop me a message over on the Discord, and you never know, we might start doing it. So as I said, on Sunday, I'll be moving on to drawing and animating the dragon for the Bugs Bunny animation, which I'm really, really looking forward to doing. So do join me for that. Oh, I've got to wait. I will pause, but still do join me for that anyway. If you can make it, I'd love to see you there. And drawing the dragon is something I've been waiting to do from the very beginning to actually get some character animation going. So it's taken me to the end of January to get there, but we're finally there. Enyo-san! Yes, we are. Just done. Just finished. I've just shared everybody's animations they've done that they shared on Twitter and on the Discord. Here's mine. I'm not 100% happy with it, but fairly happy with some of it. This is what I got to. Again, this is where you'd adjust the timing for where the Jack in the Box head stuck on the top. Let me hit that. So keep clicking. Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked to get started, Maria, on the dragon. Yeah, quite nice in places. I think I'll take a look at this again off stream, as if you've got time to do for your own animations, do so, to figure out which parts you got right and which parts you can improve on and you might do differently next time. And if you've got time to have another go, then do so. Share it in the Discord or on the Twitter. It'd be good to see. Thank you, Enyo-san. It was only, what are we up to, 64 frames, and it's just a single level, so you don't bother drawing backgrounds, no colour, so you can whiz through it quite quickly. But yeah, I'd love to go have another go at this, I think, sometime. Yeah, that's right, Ajax, absolutely right. The not going back is a tricky part of the challenge, because you always see something on a previous frame that you should have changed. But part of the reason for that is, if you could go back, I think you'd spend more time going back, and you're also likely to review the animation, whereas the idea is you're putting the images down without seeing how it's going. Hi there, Fisafo. Where to find the server? There's a link down in the description for joining the Discord. So you can join on there and share your animation there. Or, as it says on the screen, you can tweet it out with the hashtag #StraightAheadChallenge. Also, if you're at me, Darren Tea Anims, and they'll know that you've created the animation by watching this stream. And also, if you made it in OpenToonz, then hashtag OpenToonz on the end to let the world know that OpenToonz can create great animations. Soda Pop, did I get the transformation idea, the caricature you did of me on the live stream? No, I didn't. Have you sent that through recently? Has it been in the past hour while I've been doing this? Because if so, I won't have received it. I'll just check now while we're still on here. Nope. I think I'm a bit confused here, Soda Pop. Oh, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. I've been at work all day today, and I only finished just after 5 o'clock, and then jumped on here at 5:30. As well as setting things up, it takes a few minutes. So yeah, I've not got the clearest head on, to be honest. Ah, there you are. Fisefo, if you post that over on in the OpenToonz animations channel for other people to see, that'd be great. But I'm happy to share it on here first. Let me hit play and make it full screen. There we go. Let me start from the beginning again. Oh, nice. Again, another different animation, a transformation from the box, with a little character falling out. I love how all these ideas are so different. For some reason I expected a few of you to do the same thing somehow or quite related, but they're all massively different. That's great. And good job on that. And again, to create it just in half an hour to an hour, that's fantastic. So yeah, if you, after this stream, when you get a chance, if you share that in OpenToonz animations, in the OpenToonz community, and that's where you find the other animations so they can sit together, and then everyone can see where they all are. So that's great. Thank you for that, and welcome to the server. Absolutely, Hans, definitely. Whether it be this challenge or another, then do let me know in the server if you have some ideas of what you fancy doing next time. To spend an hour or two just doing this of an evening after work, it's quite relaxing without having to have a large project like I'm working on the Sundays. Just do something in black and white, a bit of sketching, bit of movement. Absolutely. Definitely do that again. But I'm going to disappear now. I'm going to shoot off and grab myself some tea because I've not eaten yet today. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time, hopefully on Sunday, when I'll do some animation on the Bugs Bunny. And that's a Darren Tea. Have you always wanted to animate but didn't know how to start, and software seemed expensive and difficult to use? Well, with OpenToonz, it's free, powerful, and once you know how, it's easy to use. And it's my mission to get you animating with it today. Hi, my name's Darren, and I've been teaching OpenToonz for the past 3 years, showing thousands of students just like you how easy it is to animate with, and cutting through the jargon to show that anyone can animate with it. And by the end of the course, you'll be able to animate traditionally using OpenToonz. and the course is designed for students brand new to OpenToonz, as well as those new to animation. So take a look at the free lessons I've offered below, and then why not sign up and join me animating traditionally with OpenToonz.